Finding a deal in this real estate market is like finding a needle in a haystack. Or you crunch the numbers perfectly and then, rates go up, labor costs go up, lumber costs go up. More than ever before, you want to make sure you're analyzing every single number and then analyzing them again, because if you don't, you could miss out on a huge opportunity. Today, I'm going to present 2 flip deals and see if you can guess which property I moved forward with. When you do a fix and flip, this is when you purchase a distressed property, then you renovate it quickly and you sell for profit. It sounds easy, right? But there's a bunch of numbers involved that you need to know in order to plug into your equation, your formula, so you know if you're going to make money or not, if it's too risky. If you get one of these wrong, and you'll learn a very painful and expensive lesson. The first number you're looking at is the purchase price. This is how much you're buying the property for. Next, you have the ARV, or the after repair value. This is how much you are selling the property for, how much the property will sell for at the maximum amount of the market. So you know if you sell for this much, then plug in all the other numbers and you know how much money you are making. Next, it's very important to know the repair cost. This is how much it will cost to get the property up to that level of the after repair value. Your purchase costs, these are points, origination fees, loan fees, and your title and closing fees. This is the money that you're going to have to bring to the closing table. So you're going to have to know how much that is. And on the opposite side, you have your sales costs. This is agent commissions, title and closing fees, any cost that it'll take to get this property sold once you've already fixed it. Your holding costs. This is your monthly payments on your loan, your insurance costs, your property taxes, your utilities. It could be security cost. It could be internet cost. Anything that it costs for you to hold it on a month-to-month basis, you're going to have to know this number, and you're going to have to know approximately how long it will take to fix this property and sell this property. That's called the amount of hold time on the property. So each month that goes by, your holding costs go up and your profit goes down. So there's a lot of things involved here, a lot of numbers and a lot of management of these numbers so that you can come out the other side making money. So the quick and dirty formula that I like to use on my fix and flip properties is as follows. So you have your after repair value, and you're going to subtract your holding costs, your sales costs, your purchase costs, your repair costs, and of course the purchase price. That number, after all those costs are out of the way, will be your profit. So on to these 2 deals that we're talking about today. They're both located in Aurora, Colorado. That's just an eastern suburb of Denver. The schools are decent. They're both brick properties. They're both very comparable and actually not that far apart, maybe a mile apart. And so there's a lot of things that are similar, and we'll go over all of the numbers so we know which one's better. Which one am I going to buy? On this first property, 500 Elmira Street, the purchase price, $341,000. The rehab costs, $65,000, and the after repair value is $495,000. Some of the other numbers involved I did put into the BiggerPockets fix and flip calculator. My holding costs are going to be $3,300 a month. From experience, this will take about 4 months from the time that I purchase the property all the way to the end when I sell the property. So the rehab timeline is about 3 months, and then it'll take about a month to sell the property in a perfect market. So to jump into a little bit of those rehab numbers without going into a crazy long spreadsheet, but it definitely need pretty much everything cosmetic. The kitchen, the bathrooms, every bedroom, the flooring, paint, new windows, a new roof, and a lot of things on the exterior that just need to be fixed up. The landscaping, and to get it so that I can sell it for $495,000. That's not a little amount of money. It's got to look good. It's got to look like an almost $500,000 property, right? So of course, other numbers in that formula, we are going to talk about the purchase costs. This is going to be about $9,500. That includes title fees. That includes any prepaid insurance fees. And it's going to include any amount of money I need to bring to closing for the lender. So on the opposite side of that, I obviously have to sell this property. I know how much I need to bring. I know how much it's going to take to fix. And now I have to sell it. And that's not free. So that total cost, $31,000 to sell the property. So after all of those numbers, it's looking like this will be about $35,000 in profit. 35 is right in the sweet spot for us. This looks like a pretty cookie cutter deal. I'm liking it. Let's look at the next one. All right, deal number 2. This is on 280 Nome Street. And for this one, the purchase price is a little bit less, $327,000. I like that. Rehab costs also less, $55,000 to fix this one. And the ARV, the after repair value, is also lower, $475,000. This property on Nome Street is another ranch with a full basement. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and it definitely has room for another bedroom in the basement where I can add some value there. That is factored into both the after repair value and the rehab costs. This one does need a little bit less rehab, but we're going to go with the entire interior for cosmetics, the flooring, the paint, the drywall repair. We're going to fix all the kitchens, all the bathrooms, all of the bedrooms, everything inside, and it's going to include a little bit of exterior landscaping and maintenance to get up to that level. Again, you're paying $475 for a property, and you want it to look nice, and you want the finishes to be good. This one also did need new windows, but it did not need a new roof, which is probably why the rehab cost is just a little bit less. So my holding costs on this property are $3,100 a month. So on this property, it'll be roughly 3 months from when I buy the property to when I sell it at the end. That includes 2 months of rehab time and 1 month of sales time. Just like the other property, it's going to only take about 30 days to sell, and we'll be out the door and ready to go. So the cost to purchase this property are pretty similar. It is going to be roughly $9,300. That includes, of course, my prepaid insurance, my title costs, and also the amount of money I need to bring for an origination fee for my lender, which is $6,700. And my costs to sell this property are pretty similar to the first one as well. It's going to be roughly $1,500 in title and closing costs. And for my agent fees, it's going to be a little bit less. It's going to only be $28,500. And again, that's a 6% listing fee. So all things considered, when you take all of those numbers and plug them into the formula, the profit amount is $44,000 for this second property. So after going through all the numbers, did I choose the property on Elmira Street or did I choose the property on Nome Street? And as you can see, the clear winner here is the property on Nome Street. This property had a lower rehab cost, a lower rehab time, and of course, the higher amount of profit. This house allowed me to put less money down and get in and out of this deal much faster in order to move on to the next flip with more profit in hand. So getting in and out quickly is obviously very important, and knowing all of your numbers that go into it. If this property has just a little bit more rehab time than I anticipate, I have more cushion because I have more profit in this deal. So if it goes over by a month or two, I'm not too worried, and I'm actually making still more money than the property on Elmira Street. So now you know how to analyze a flip and how these numbers are so important. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.